Hi everyone, my name is Brian Kivlahan. This is my narrative speech, and it is called Path to Sobriety. When I was about in 8th grade, I was about 12, 13 years old, I began experiencing with alcohol. Um, I would drink on the weekends at my friend's house. His parents owned a convenience store down in Alton Bay. I don't know if anyone's familiar with it, Busy Corner. He lived upstairs with his family, so getting alcohol was very easy for us. We would just go downstairs or we'd go in the front door when the store was closed and use my friend's key. So we'd go in there and get snacks and we would get alcohol and put it outside and come back later at night and get it. And it was pretty much just me and three of my other friends that really drank together. We grew up together, and it wasn't until we got caught stealing alcohol that we were confronted about it by his dad, and that was pretty much all that ever happened with that. And then years down the road, when we were 16, my parents never caught on until it was one snowy night, and we were leaving a friend's house, and we went off the road and we hit a tree. My friend who owned the store broke his leg, and when the cops came and the ambulance came, it was still snowing out, and there was just beer cans strewn across the street. And we got in trouble, unlawful possession of alcohol consumption. So then my parents really started wondering what are you kids doing? And I got the whole groundation, the whole yelling at thing. But about probably a few weeks later, we just went right back to it. We would sleep over this kid's house and we would go and steal beer and everything. Um, so when we did this pretty much every single weekend through high school and especially during the summer breaks, that's just all we did. We would go fishing, we would get drunk, we would go golfing, we would get drunk, we would go to sporting events, we would get drunk, and we would even go for hikes and we would get drunk. It was pretty bad looking at it now. And then I went to college at Plymouth State for a few years actually, where I thought, I'm getting out of this my town. I'm kind of leaving these kids behind. Maybe I will do something with my life. Um, in college, it actually just got worse because I didn't have my parents around and I was trying to fit in and be cool, and I had older friends there who it was very easy to get alcohol and go to parties. Um, so yeah, then I failed out and I came home again. My parents divorced, so I was living with my dad, and he would work in Mass all week, so he wouldn't want to commute usually, so he would stay down there at my grandfather's, which means I would have the house to myself. Um, and I would raid the liquor cabinet. I would scrounge up my change together, go to Hannaford and buy dollar beers like Natty Ice. I did this for like some time, and I just looking back at it now, I can't believe I did it for so long. Um, Pretty much, and then I met a girl in Alton, um, who's still my girlfriend now, and we've been together for 4 years. I was still just a really heavy alcoholic, and I would just keep drinking and drinking. And she left me, and it was really at that moment like I pretty much had like an epiphany, um, just like hit rock bottom, and was like I have to do something with my life because at this point I had no job. I was just living at my dad's, just like being a bum and just drinking, like barely eating, barely sleeping, just partying. And I did this for so long. And I mean, I missed out on so many days. I would wake up and just be hungover and literally be bedridden because I get migraines. And when I was hungover, it would just be the worst migraines of my life. Like 5 in the afternoon, I would still have a raging headache, and I would just be like punching my pillow and almost with tears coming down my eyes because the headache was so bad, and I just wanted this headache to end. Like I would even just sit there and I'd be like, God, if you just get me through this, I swear to God, I will never drink again. And then later that night, I would start to feel better. And then the next day, oh, hey guys, like what's going on? You guys want to hang out? Which obviously meant to drink. Um, so my girlfriend, she really was like, you have a problem, and I knew I had a problem for some time, but I just, turned the shoulder to it. I just didn't care. And then so I decided that it was time for me to go to AA. I researched it online. I didn't really know what it was. And I remember the first time walking there, it was at a church, and I was walking by, and there was a bunch of people out front smoking cigarettes. So I guess it's really like to pick one of two evils. Um, and I actually walked by it because I was kind of nervous and really anxious. And I was like, I can't do this. I don't want to. I can't do this. I can't go in there in front of all these people. So I walked by it, and something just clicked with me, and I was like, no, like I have to do this. Like you have to do this for yourself, most importantly, and you have to do it for your friends and family. So I turned around and I went in there, and I didn't talk to anyone. I just listened, and that's pretty much what I did the entire time I was there. I never really was a talker. Um, and so the first time I went there, I really liked it, and I left, and I walked there because it wasn't far from my house, and I was walking by this convenience store, and I was like, yeah, screw it, I'm just gonna go in and buy a beer. And I went in and I bought a big, tall can of beer, and I drank it. Um, and this, went on for a few weeks. I was, my girlfriend had left me, and I was single, and I got kind of depressed, so I got into a really big, like, drinking binge, and I don't really know like what happened. Like I would pray to God that I needed help, and finally I just woke up one morning and I was like, I am absolutely done drinking. I cannot do this anymore. Like I had all these like lifetime goals, these achievements I wanted to accomplish, and I'm like, this is not going anywhere doing this. So I decided that I'm not going to drink anymore. I went to AA again, um, and this time I really took it serious. I didn't drink. I still haven't drank for 2.5 years, and I definitely lost all of the friends that I thought I had. And I mean, they would be like, I don't get, why are you stopping drinking? I don't get it. And especially the three friends that I grew up with, you know, I we were like brothers, and I was supposed to be in this kid's wedding, and at the last minute, he didn't want me in his wedding because he was giving out you know, gifts for the wedding party, and they were really nice flasks and all this. I didn't really care, and I didn't want any part to do with the bachelor party just because I didn't want to be drinking because I know what it would lead to. And that was the hardest part was really not drinking. Um, Another thing that got me through my sobriety was I would buy non-alcoholic beer because I would still want to be social, and I didn't want to just drink water in front of people. So I would just, I would have like an O'Doul's, and I would just put koozie on it, and I would just, I could function, like I couldn't without the alcohol before. Um, and it just, thank God that I found my path to sobriety. I mean, a lot of things happened that, I really can't even talk about, and I forget, honestly, from having like a wet brain for so many years. So now I am 27 years old, and I feel as if I am like 18, like I'm just starting out, like I'm going to NHTI now, and I have like all A's and B's. Um, so and I feel bad for my friends that still haven't gotten out of that rut. I mean, they're still living in their parents' basements. It's just like they don't get it, and it's sad. And, I mean, I'm always there for them, just like I'm here for anyone. If anyone ever has an issue with this and they want to talk or they need help, just let me know because I went through this really big addiction and I was able to get out of it. Um, Thank God. I don't know where probably shouldn't even be alive today. The things that I have done. Um, so just that's my narrative speech, and that's my path to sobriety. So again, if anyone ever needs any help with anything, I'm here. So let me know.